Hello, beautiful people. I have the perfect tale for you today. So sit back, relax, and if you enjoy this audiobook, please do like and subscribe to share this incredible story with others. The Two Maidens by Hans Christian Andersen. Have you ever seen a maiden? I'm referring to what road pavers call a maiden, a thing used for ramming down the paving stones. She is made entirely of wood, broad at the bottom, with iron hoops around it, and a stick run through it at the upper, narrower end, which gives the maiden arms. Two maidens like this were once standing in the yard shed, among shovels, measuring tapes and wheelbarrows. Now, there was a rumour going around that they were no longer to be called maidens, but stamps or hand-rammers, and this is the newest and only correct term in road pavers' language for what we all in olden times called a maiden. There are among us human beings certain individuals we call emancipated women, such as institution superintendents, midwives, ballet dancers, milliners and nurses. And with this group of emancipated, the two maidens in the yard shed associated themselves. They were known as maidens among the road pavers, and would under no circumstances give up their good old name and let themselves be called stamps or hand-rammers. Maiden is a human name, they said, but a stamp or a hand-rammer is a thing, and we certainly do not want to be called things. That's insulting us. My betrothed is liable to break off our engagement, said the younger of the two, who was engaged to a ramming block, a large machine used to drive stakes into the ground. In fact, he did, on a larger scale, the same sort of work that she did on a smaller. He'll take me as a maiden, but I'm sure he won't have me as a stamp or hand-rammer, and so I'll not permit them to change my name. As for me, I'd just as soon have both my arms broken off, said the elder. But the wheelbarrow had a different idea, and the wheelbarrow was really somebody. He considered himself a quarter of a carriage because he went about on one wheel. I must, however, tell you that it's common enough to be called maidens. That isn't nearly so distinctive a name as stamp, because that belongs under the category of seals. Just think of the royal signet and the seal of the state. If I were you, I would give up the name maiden. Never, said the elder. I'm much too old for that. You don't seem to understand what is called the European necessity, said the honest old measuring tape. People have to adapt themselves to circumstances, limit themselves, give in to the needs of the times. And if there is a law that the maidens are to be called stamps or hand-rammers, then by that new name she must be called. There is a measuring tape for everything. Well, if there must be a change, said the younger, I'd rather be called Miss, for Miss reminds one a little of maiden. But I'd rather be chopped up for firewood than change at all, said the old maiden. Now it was time for work. The maidens rode. They were put in the wheelbarrow, which was respectful treatment, but they were now called stamps. Maid, they cried as they stamped on the paving stones. Maid? They almost said the whole word maiden, but they didn't finish. They had decided not to say any more about it. But among themselves they always spoke of each other as maidens, and praised the good old days when things were called by their proper names, and those who were maidens were called maidens. And maidens they both remained, for the ramming block, the big machine I told you about, did break off his engagement with the younger. He would have nothing to do with a stamp or hand-rammer. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story, and if you did, please like, subscribe or comment to share this video with others. If you need a little more help getting to sleep, check out my other stories or my relaxing insomnia relief sleep videos. I hope you have sweet dreams, and don't forget to come back soon for another terrific tale.